Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. My name is Kelvina, for those who do not know, and for the ones that do, hello, how you guys doing? I know you guys are doing fantastic, and today I will continue my discussion about the conscious reprogramming model and talking all about the loops and thoughts. So here we go. Let's just jump right into it. I want to start with the subconscious mind, right? So because the subconscious mind is very popular, all of us is trying to get the subconscious mind and understanding ourselves from a subconscious level. Nevertheless, even due to popular belief, I'm not really that big on digging into the subconscious mind until you understand your conscious mind. Because once you understand your conscious mind, and the conscious mind and unconscious mind is just really thoughts and behaviors. That's pretty much it, right? But in order for the subconscious mind to be reprogrammed, it has to be awareness of it on a conscious level. So you can't change your behavior if you're not aware of the behavior need to be changed on a subconscious level, because you're not paying attention to that. That's just an automatic response. That's just automatic behavior. So that's why I always focus on the conscious mind, because everybody would, say that go into your subconscious, but the subconscious is not really conscious of consciousness. Is the conscious mind that's conscious of consciousness, and it's the conscious mind that is conscious of the subconscious and the unconscious, right? It's aware of it. You just have to bring awareness to it, right? Because that's the part of you that's alive. So that's why I always tell people, focus on your thoughts, focus on what you're thinking, because your subconscious mind is going to tell on itself from your conscious awareness of what's happening in your mind or how you're thinking, right? So if you're thinking a certain way, you really sit down and you pay attention to your thoughts and you write your thoughts down, as much thoughts you can write down for the entire day. You can get a glimpse of what your subconscious mind, how your subconscious mind is programmed. You can get a glimpse of your emotional body if you pay attention to your thoughts and how you're reacting and behaving in certain situations, or just overall interaction. So when people say, well, go down to your subconscious mind to find yourself, no, pay attention to your thoughts on a conscious level. Because in order for the conscious mind, or the conscious thoughts, unconscious awareness, and unconscious behaviors to be acknowledged, it has to be acknowledged on a conscious level first. There's no other way around it, right? So for myself, when I am doing coaching with anyone, I would always tell the person, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your thinking, pay attention to your behavior, pay attention to when you get very angry, what does that look like? Pay attention to your perception and how you are analyzing that perception, right? Because when you're able to do those things, then now you can able to see what you're not paying attention to on a day-to-day basis. And then once you're able to do that, now you're able to get to the subconscious level. Now you're really seeing your subconscious mind, but your subconscious thoughts, that's on automatic or autopilot, and also the unconscious mind. They're all in the conscious self, right? They're all in the awareness of your thoughts. It's just like most of the time you're not paying attention to it. So when people say, well, go to the subconscious mind, it usually brings an awareness to the thoughts, behaviors, and memory that you're not paying attention to. That's an automatic, that's an autopilot. As I spoke about yesterday, the thoughts and minds and behaviors behave like the automatic system, the automatic nervous system. And in order for us to change our thoughts from operate like the automatic nervous system, you have to consciously be aware of it. So if it needs to be a change or needs to be adjusted, you can do that consciously. And that's why paying attention to your thoughts and paying attention to the information and the people that you're around, it makes a significant difference how your automatic thoughts operate on a subconscious and conscious level. So I'm going to give an example of bringing thoughts, behaviors, and emotions to the conscious level. So the thoughts, behavior, and emotions that's on the subconscious level, that's automatic. I'm going to give an example that when it comes to the conscious mind and the conscious awareness, how we transform to do different and better. And I'm going to use relationships because that's always a good one so people can always see it. So here we go. A man or a woman, they've been dating. They've been in the dating scene for about 5 years, and things hasn't just been working out for them in the dating scene. And the last person they dated broke their heart completely, like shattered it. And because they had that experience, now they have pain, right? Because pain is the greatest teacher, and they don't call it growing pain for nothing. It's for a reason, right? To help us evolve sometimes, and sometimes to help people like break down and become even more worse, depending how you're thinking. But this video is perfect for that. So then now you are in the state where you are extremely hurt. And then you sit down and now you start looking back at all of your choices, your past choices. And then you realize that the choices that you've been making is because you yourself were broken. So what you did, you chose also broken people. You start looking back at your family history. You start looking back maybe a relationship with your mother and your father. You start looking back at different things that made you think and believe that relationships, that dynamic that looked like all your past choices was healthy. But now you're aware of it, that it's actually not healthy choices that you were making. Even though you were consciously aware that you were making those decisions, you still was unconscious of the behavior that's going to hurt you based on those choices that you wasn't aware of on a conscious level. So the conscious mind is actually unconscious of its consciousness, if that makes sense. And until you bring awareness of that behavior, then you can make changes of that automatic response, that automatic thinking, that automatic behavior, that automatic what life might mean to you. But you have to bring awareness on a conscious level. You have to be conscious of your consciousness. Right? So that's why I always tell people you got to look at your conscious behavior in order to make changes, because we might not be conscious of the consciousness of the behaviors that we're making or we're doing or how we're acting or we're responding in life. So, and that's why when I do the coaching, I always tell people pay attention to the conscious mind, because you can be conscious, you could be unconscious of your consciousness, even though you're conscious of the behavior, but you're not conscious of making those behaviors and how it's going to affect you on all across a board of your life. And that's just give an example that you're bringing awareness to the subconscious mind on a conscious level, and then now you can change the way how you're thinking, change the way how you're approaching dating, change the way how you yourself is choosing partners, and there you can see their behaviors from a different lens consciously and being conscious of consciousness now.